There are some old common equalizer myths that are floating around that I believe, some I used to believe, some I was making mistakes, some you might be making mistakes. So if you're curious to know more about common equalizer myths, let's discuss. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, and welcome to Distinct Mastering. My name is Freddie. I'm a mastering engineer, producer, DJ, and president of Sleeping Giant Music. For over 2 decades, I've helped artists grow their careers, and now I'm here to help you with your music production skills. If you like my channel, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and the bell notification will keep you up to date. Now let's chat about some common EQ myths and discuss them. Hey everyone. All right, today we're going to talk about an EQ myth, to high pass everything. When I was a young kid, I used to high pass everything. I heard this, that you should high pass everything that's not a kick or your bass or your low frequency content. And I listened to this myth, and I did it for many years. And to be honest with you, I don't know why I did it, I just did. But then I slowly stopped, and I kind of started to just use more bells and notches and things of that nature. But I wanted to talk about this because about 4 or 5 years ago, I did run across this video, and this is by White Sea Studio, and it's one of my favorite YouTube channels. I suggest you check him out. His name is Neitzel. In this video, he talks about this myth and why you should not high pass everything, because you introduce phase cancellation into your mix every time you use an EQ. Now, this was many years ago, and technology has changed, but if you understand how equalizers work, that is very true. Equalizers work by altering the phase of the content that you're EQing. So that being said, as he describes in this video, if you put a high pass filter on a bunch of tracks, you're introducing more and more phase problems in your mix, or you're just altering the phase. And he shows you by actually using a 1 kilohertz tone. Now in this video, he's using Fabfilter Pro Q2. And in the new Fabfilter Pro Q3, which is not as new now, it talks about top quality linear phase operation in addition to the zero latency and unique natural phase modes. So I found that kind of interesting, and I was actually curious to know if they had really fixed this problem. So here in this Pro Tools session, we've recreated what Neitzel had. I've got a signal generator with a 1 kilohertz tone, and I've got a Pro Q3. On this track, I've panned it 100% left, and I've sent it to another bus that's panned 100% right. So that means the same exact tone is perfectly in phase, one left, one right. And I've got a phase correlation meter on the master. I've actually got 2 of them on because I was just more curious to see if there was any differences. Turning on the signal generator, I have nothing going on the EQ now, and we're perfectly in phase. Now if I turn on the filter here, the high pass filter, nothing changes. And I am currently in zero latency mode. There's also natural phase, and there's linear phase, and everything stays pretty much the same. Sweeping across the spectrum, you do see that the phase changes a bit once I get to past the tone, but that's natural, and then it came back to perfect phase. So one of the other things Neitzel did was he put it up to the highest filter, and that's when he saw the most change in phase. And so they even have the brick wall. I don't see any changes in phase with Fabfilter Pro Q3. Now, knowing how EQs work and how they do alter phase, I still believe that there's some phase issues going on. Maybe it's just so minute that you can't really tell on the meter. But that being said, they do seem to have fixed the issue if you want to consider it an issue. But mind you, do you need to high pass everything? I still don't necessarily recommend that, even though that this doesn't change the phase these days. I do believe Neitzel's still correct, and I do believe that you don't need to high pass everything. Unless you need a high pass filter, use one. But otherwise, just pick better sounds. You know, that's one of the things about production is it's all about picking the sound before you try to do all these extra things. So that's my theory. I do suggest that you check out White Sea Studio. It's one of my favorite YouTube channels. I'll leave you a link below in the description. And I hope this helps you out and debunk one of the common EQ myths, but also prove that Fabfilter Pro Q3 has fixed this so-called myth on their end. And yeah, any questions, shoot me a comment down below. And that's an overview of some common EQ myths and how they might or might not be affecting your music production. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment down below. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and the bell notification will keep you up to date. Once again, my name is Freddie from Distinct Mastering, and have a great day.